Hello back, everyone.
Hello back, everyone.
Hello back.
It's the Ottr Culture Podcast, and we're back in mid to late December. When was the last time we actually did when was the last time a podcast was out?
Mid-November.
Mid-November.
End of November it got released.
Things have just been happening in between that and then. Then and now.
Yes, they have.
Like what, Ben?
Christmas party.
A Christmas party the other day. Wow. Max, how have you been?
Yeah, good. It's nice to be back.
Yeah.
I was saying I'm going to try that again. I was saying to someone the other day, I haven't been in this studio in a long time.
Oh, bless
As
you.
on this table.
Yeah. How's it feel to be back?
Scary.
Yeah.
I haven't heard my voice this close up in a long time.
Wow. Ben, over the course of November, we did a few little podcasts.
We did.
How do you feel they went?
I think they're excellent, Dan. They were around Movember and men's health.
Yes.
Not just mental, but also physical.
Ooh.
We had the guys from Elios on.
Elios,
sorry, yeah. Tim Rushmere always corrects me on that. And then we had Will from the gym, Field Health.
Yes.
And then we had Ash Berry in fourth. And third was Steve Whitfield.
I feel like you've just gone to the Spotify playlist and hit shuffle there. Just thrown them out in any order possible.
Yeah, and I was on 3 of them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Was it the one that you weren't on? That's what threw you off there?
Correct.
The Stevie one?
Yes. No, I was on the Stevie one.
Which one weren't you on?
Will the PT.
Yeah.
Who's that other voice in the background there?
Oh, sorry.
Joss, cut to yourself.
Here I am.
Introduce yourself, please, Joss. What have you been up to?
My name's Joss. Been here a while now. Just been chilling. Yeah. You know how it is with me.
Is that a new angle, Joss?
It is a new angle because we've got a slightly different setup going on now on my side of the studio.
Where's your camera, Joss?
My camera is in the room here with me because, as you can see, we've now got an iMac in front of me, so we can't shoot through the window.
Through the window podcast, no more.
Oh,
Wow.
throwback.
Bringing up old shit.
Yeah. No, mate, I'm good. It was that podcast with Will that I was on with you, Dan, was a really good one. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Thanks. Has there only been... Fucking hell.
No.
Mate, we
Not
are
one of
so
Let's bring the energy back.
we're rusty, baby.
Come on.
It's
Come
the
on.
rustiness, isn't it? We're like an old Vauxhall Astra. Pulled off the forecourt, sat there for too many years. That's how I feel right now.
I wouldn't describe you as a Vauxhall Astra.
If you were a car, what would be the thing that would break down on you the most, most common?
Head gasket.
Head gasket.
Yeah. Something really common.
Yeah. Max?
Clutch.
The clutch.
Yeah. Something that...
It's quite vital.
The engine works. Everything else works. It's just the thing that gets it to move. Yeah. Nah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, there we go. Ben, what were your key takeaways from the podcast over the month of November? The one with Ash was pretty cool. We spoke to him before, but I feel like that podcast with Ash was a little bit different to the one previously.
Yeah. I think it's just nice to jump on a pod with other guys, and then you have an hour where you think, okay, let's chat about something that we wouldn't normally push for in general conversation, right? And you speak about things that are maybe harder to get out. That was nice, and you always kind of end the podcast on a bit of a high, like, yeah, I'm glad we spoke about X, Y, and Z, and I'm glad we did those things. And it's always nice to get different perspectives as well, because we had loads of different types of gents on to speak about. Ash's was really cool because I think Ash had like a very spiritual twist on his journey after being diagnosed with PTSD, and I thought that was really something more relatable for maybe us, because I think we're all quite spiritual here. Maybe not religious, but we're quite spiritual. We're willing to believe in things, as long as those things are willing to believe in us.
Oh, nice.
Joss, timestamp that.
Yeah, that was really nice. I already have.
Cool. That's my input for the podcast. No, but I overall really enjoyed it. Max, what do you think?
I thought it was really good. I wasn't... obviously wasn't on the podcast, but I listened to them back afterwards, and I think it's just to echo what you said, it's just nice to hear those kind of things. Obviously they're difficult things to talk about, and a lot of people struggle to even come to terms with the fact that they are suffering with things like that. So to come on a podcast and open up about it, I think is really good. And I was saying to Stevie the other day when I saw him, it's absolutely fantastic that he came on, and I personally took a lot from Stevie's podcast.
Wow. It was nice because it was Stevie's wife. She said that she really enjoyed it, and she had a few friends who spoke about it, and then Stevie's friends, and then also Josh and I spoke to Will at the gym, and he was saying about how people had messaged him and liked it and stuff. So
that's cool.
It's kind of like, as long as we go into these things and we start these campaigns and projects thinking it was just nice to raise awareness. But it's even better then when you get like feedback from their friends and their family saying, actually, yeah, I found value in that. So
Yeah.
it paid off.
And there's also probably more people than will say like, oh yeah, that really helped me. That it will have affected, or maybe it gave them a little nudge.
Yeah.
I think that yeah. I think it's really good.
The fact it's helped one person really has made it all worth it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. The month of November also meant that we grew moustaches.
It did.
I think Joss is the only one really repping a moustache now that looks like a moustache. The rest of it's blended in.
Let's go. I'll take that.
How was it for you, Joss, growing a moustache? The day you shaved your beard off, how did that feel?
I was really, really anxious about it. I'll be perfectly honest.
Really?
Yeah, because from the minute I could grow facial hair, I have kept it. I think it's a security thing. I don't like seeing. I've never liked being clean shaven. So having facial hair is a little bit of a safety net for me. It's a bit of security. So having it completely gone just made me quite anxious. But I quickly really enjoyed having a moustache, hence why I've kept it now, and the beard's slowly coming back through. But yeah, that first day was not fun.
Well, Joss, I think you're owning it very well, and I think I like you more with a moustache. I hated you before.
I liked you with more than moustache as well, mate. So
thanks. Yeah, I got rid of it.
Yeah, exactly.
What I noticed with the moustache, I don't know if you guys got this as well, is from one side of the planet, men, there's a lot of admiration, looks of courage, bravery, like nods of approval. But from women, it was bad.
Disgust.
The missus, pretty much every woman in my family and Amber's family was not a fan. And strongly, even people who wouldn't voice something they didn't like about me normally, voiced they didn't like the moustache. You know, they felt they had to go out their way to let me know they didn't like it. Whereas men, I'd see strangers in the co-op,
just support.
right? And they'd have a moustache. They look at me and they go, nice. You know, and it's like, and that carried me through the days, sometimes the weeks. And I think that's why we need to grow moustaches more often.
It is funny there's such like a gender divide on that. Like, they just don't like them.
Well, Charlotte likes Joss's though, don't she, Joss?
She does, yeah. I think at first she was shocked because she hasn't seen me without facial hair since the first few months of our relationship.
Come on.
And now it's 4.5 years down the line, so she can barely remember what I was like, you know. But she's a fan, yeah.
Wow. Max, did Karis like your attempt?
I think she liked the attempt.
I like how you leave it as an attempt.
I'll underline that attempt bit. Yeah, my experience is slightly different. I can't grow facial hair very well, so mine was more. I got looks from both genders, more on the bad scale of looks. People looking at me like,
twat.
He can't grow a moustache. What's he doing?
Yeah.
And then I actually came to a conclusion that I didn't care, and I found it really funny, and it made me just stop caring completely. I was like, I look like an idiot, and it's brilliant. Like I'd walk it like. I'd wake up like in the morning if I had like errands to do or somewhere to go. I'd think like, oh, what am I going to put on today? Like, oh, I need to. You know, I'm like, I don't care because I could wear like the best outfit in the world, and I've got this on my face. Everyone's going to think I look like an idiot anyway, so I'm just going to go out wearing whatever. And I did that for an entire month, and it was freeing.
Wow, that's what it's about.
Yeah,
it sounds like we all had quite strong, different experiences.
Definitely,
and we've all come out of this as better men, perhaps.
Wow.
I'm manifesting this on the podcast. I'm hoping for a 2025, 2026 strong moustache. Because I know it's not going to be next year.
A few years off.
Yeah, I know. But if I put the hard work in now and just manifest it, then maybe it'll come.
Do you think you'll be living in Swindon by then? Because every year you get a bit closer.
We're bringing him in. He's gone from
on
average.
Yeah. Probably not.
You know, you say probably not, mate, but might be something close to the station for Karis. Might be a nice little garden. Maybe you're near Supermarine. You want to get back into rugby again. Yeah. There's pools here for you, Max.
Throw a little ball about.
Yeah. Maybe you get a dog.
Woof.
To be fair, I am slowly edging closer to Swindon, so who knows?
Edging.
Nice. Dan, you shaved yours off pretty swiftly.
Yes. So, love growing a moustache. Hannah hates it. I longed it out for about 2 weeks after November, which is pretty good.
That was good.
I thought it was going to go the night of.
Yeah, I did too, but Hannah wasn't bugging me too much. So I was like, all right, well, I'm living an easy life right now. I'll keep going until there's like hard resistance. And then I kind of said, she was like, oh, you know, you're going to shave it. And I was like, well, if we get through the World Cup and we get to the final. I'll shave it off once we win the World Cup. We didn't. We haven't won the World Cup, which meant I should have really kept it. I'm like waiting another 40 years or whatever for it. But
what would you describe as hard resistance if you were to encounter it with Hannah?
for the whole month of November, she didn't really kiss me much.
And that's not hard resistance then, that's just like standard. You can get through that kind of thing.
You can get through it, but you start to think,
Does she love me?
does she love me anymore?
Yeah.
Is it the mustache or just she don't want to kiss me anymore? No, it's I just start to feel like, all right, maybe I am being a little bit not selfish, but I could live without a mustache. I like it, but I could also live without it.
You
And
haven't
there'll
got
be
to
a
stare
time
at
again
it.
in my life that I can get, grow one. So yeah, maybe next November it'll be here for 3 weeks.
When you shaved it off, was she just like all in love with you again?
Instantly, mate. It was like a Lynx advert.
Fuck off, really?
Yeah. It's like I zipped it off and she just, in the arms. I was like that.
Wedding carry.
She just dropped into my arms, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant you were in her arms.
Yeah. Dirty Dancing stuff, throwing her in the air and shit like that. But no, it's cool.
Good.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you, Max. This year's been a big year, though.
It has.
The Queen died.
The Queen did die.
Oh, yeah.
That's quite mad. She's been about for ages.
Yeah.
Our whole lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's the king.
And your parents' lifetime.
Wow.
And in some cases, your grandparents' lifetime.
Wow.
So this is the first time you and your parents and possibly grandparents are experiencing a king. And it was really weird at the World Cup for them to sing the national anthem and, God save the king. And then to say king, not queen now. And I was thinking, can you imagine how fucked it would be if king was like 3 syllables? Because queen and king are both 1 syllable. So change it on the song is fine. But
Yeah.
imagine it was like,
Prince-
Chesterfield or something like that. God save the Chesterfield. Like the song would sound so shit.
It'd be a bit of a mix-up, though, wouldn't it?
Do you ever think about stuff like that?
No, I don't.
Me neither.
The national anthem has been about for like forever. So it'd be nice if we had a little mix-up.
A remix.
If we had to get someone to produce a new national anthem, who would it be, though?
There we go.
He has to be English. He's Spanish.
Oh.
Robbie Williams.
He's French. Robbie Williams
Yeah.
to do that. Wow.
I don't know.
No.
Joss?
Can't throw out any drill artists or anything, Max.
Do they have to be English?
Yeah, they have to be English.
Yes.
Of course they do.
Yes, Joss.
Oh, all right then.
I didn't know that,
national
to be fair.
anthem.
They can be British, can't they? Does Scotland have their own national anthem that isn't our one?
No.
Oh.
I would choose Arctic Monkeys because it would come out really sexy.
Oh,
I would pay to relocate David Guetta to the UK for 5 years, get him citizenship, and
nice.
then he can do it.
Shout out to his family.
Shout out to his family.
Please contact me.
Nice. Were you a bit upset about the Queen passing?
It happened the day before Amber and I got married.
Yes.
And I remember the news was
Oh my
like, we got
God.
the news article come through my phone. It was like, oh, the Queen has been looked after by doctors and blah, 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 in Balamory, whatever it was. I remember thinking like, I swear to God, if she fucking does tomorrow.
She's gonna fucking on my wedding day.
If I just thought, if it happens tomorrow, it's happening at the moment I say I do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No other time of the
People's
day.
phones just start pinging.
And then it came off the day before. I remember thinking, it's sad, but I'm glad it's now.
Where were you when you heard the news?
I was in my hotel room with Amber.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being in the restaurant downstairs and my phone pinging because I got BBC notifications. One of those guys. Just
No,
only within the last year, I've got that.
I'm the same. It's good, isn't it? Almost addictive.
It's good, but it's like, do I care enough to have this shit?
Yeah, but sometimes you get BBC News notifications and it pops.
Like the Queen dying.
Yeah.
That's a big one. So
Yeah.
I was in the restaurant, phone pings, and I'm like, oh my God, the Queen is dead. And like,
You scream it.
yeah, pretty loud. And everyone kind of looked towards me. I was like, oh shit, I'm the bearer of bad news here.
On the messenger board.
Yeah, so I just start getting the bell out, start town crier that stuff up.
Higgy, higgy.
Queen is dead. But yeah, I remember Amber's friend's mum, the girl from London.
Yes, Hannah's mum, yeah.
She did not look happy.
She
Well,
upset.
not happy, maybe a bit upset. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't
Well,
think
some
about
people
it
are
at the
quite
time.
patriotic,
Yeah, I
aren't
didn't think
they?
about it at the time. I was like, oh, I've upset her. She's obviously I've not upset her. She's upset because she liked the Queen. God rest her soul.
I was a bit...
Sorry about that,
This
Hannah's mum.
is obviously really selfish and self-absorbed, but I was upset because I was away on my honeymoon during the 12 days of mourning. So I didn't really get to experience any of it. And I really wanted to, put on the telly and see what's going on. Not so much mourn, but what's going on. I missed the whole thing.
Mm.
And then I missed the bank holiday.
That's the thing. We obviously all flew back before you did, and
Yeah.
Heathrow had all the, the black screens with the "Rest in Peace, Her Majesty" or whatever it said.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Unique. It's a unique experience, and I missed it.
Unique to see.
Well
and
done.
then you
So
got
Ben Lawton.
You got back and you didn't see any of that.
What else happened, Joss? Didn't you say about we left with the same? We had the same prime minister and same queen when we left England, but we came back to a brand new,
A whole new set.
Yeah.
A whole new squad.
So
a whole new lineup.
we lost Boris and the Queen in exchange for King Charles, who I quite like, and Liz Truss, who no one likes.
yeah.
Rip.
Big year.
Cheers for that, Ben. It's all your fault.
Riz Russ.
Riz Russ.
Riz Russ. Riz Russ. Sorry.
In other news this year, Will Smith slapped up Chris Rock,
He did.
That was
and the
mad.
Top Gun film was dropped. Have you seen the Top Gun film yet?
What one are we going through first, mate? That's two big bombshells of a topic.
You
there.
choose.
We'll go Chris Rock.
Oh,
I liked how many people thought it was staged.
I thought it was staged.
Instantly, I
we
was
came in and I
fake.
was like, hey, it's got to be fake.
I couldn't tell if it was staged or not until he screamed at him saying, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," and you could see the anger in his face. As soon as I saw that, I knew it wasn't fake.
Saw that, I was like, oh shit, okay. Fair play to Chris Rock though, getting slapped in the face and shouted at, and then still delivering and like.
Can you imagine if Chris Rock reacted? And then you had like two heavyweight comedians, actors on the fucking Oscar stage fighting, and people might be thinking, "Oh, it's an in joke," you know. Let him go.
They're just
for it.
like rolling
part of the
around,
film there
scrapping
about
on the
the-
stage.
Yeah.
They just get each other in a headlock.
Yeah.
You say sorry. No, you say sorry. The funny thing is, it's like it completely solidifies the statement of like reputations take years, decades to build, and seconds to ruin. And Will Smith did that night. As I'll never look at him the same.
Really? You reckon?
Yeah, no way. I thought that's such a shitty thing to do. And I've lost so much respect for the guy.
Was he going up to get an award, or did he just bowled up there?
Chris Rock made a joke about Will Smith's wife,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even that bad.
It was she looked like G.I. Jane or something, right?
Because she had a t-shirt, yeah.
Yeah.
And like Ricky Gervais, he spoke about it as well, because he's like, because I think the year before he'd hosted it, and they were like, "Oh, what if you had said that and Will Smith had hit you?" And he's like, "Well," he said something like, "First off, like that joke wasn't even that bad. If I'd made the joke, I would have made a joke about her dating that Algeria guy, you know, that black rapper that she had a entanglement with. Remember that?" And then obviously that was really funny because Ricky Gervais doesn't give a fuck.
Nah.
That's the other thing though. It's just like, you know, he should be aware of like jokes and how these things fly and
that's not the first time he's heard something like that. If you're in the public eye to that level, and as much stuff has come out as it has about them, like imagine what they're saying online. Like he's heard shit like that before,
and then to win an hour later his first ever Oscar, and it's like, mate, that Oscar.
There's nothing.
I think they've even released a statement that they were going to look into removing it from him because of how he conducted. I don't know what the end of that was, but even if he keeps it or wins another Oscar in the future, it's tarnished now.
I think
it's never going to mean the same.
It's ridiculous that he didn't get booted out after doing that.
I know.
Like, how on what planet can you just go up and assault someone and then be like, "Oh yeah, go and sit down. We're going to give you your award in a minute."
Yeah, and then win an Oscar.
Did he have an acceptance speech?
Yeah.
Was it like? Did he like think about that or like talk about that?
Acknowledge
or was
it.
Like
Yeah, he said something like that completely contradicted his actions half an hour ago
He apologised for it, but it was very backhanded.
to the Academy, not to Chris.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
he didn't
wow.
apologise to Chris at all. And to think that film is now completely tarnished as well.
Yeah.
What
It's
was
like-
the film you won for?
King Richard, the one about the Williams sisters,
Oh, okay.
and it's Will Smith played their dad because he coached them.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
showbiz baby.
Insane.
And then Top Gun. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
It was good.
Your list of things to watch is fat.
I think everyone's is though, isn't it?
I think we're always kind of going off everyone else's recommendations.
Yeah.
Like the one you just spoke about earlier. That sounds so good. And I'd add it to my list, but I'll probably never watch it.
But I know that
So
if I
sad.
have anything nice to share with you, I like think in my head, I'm going to deliver this, but he's not going to action any of it.
Thank you.
So I just bear that in mind. So I don't set myself up too much.
I know you want me to watch Drive to Survive. I just haven't had the time.
Yeah. I think we get the point. You don't want to watch it.
No, Dan, you can then say, why haven't you had the time then? I was leading to the next subject for you.
Just teeing it up.
So why haven't you had the time?
Let's go
Ben?
again. I would watch Drive to Survive, Max, but I haven't had the time
I see. Why? What have you been doing with
I've-
your time?
because I've had a baby.
Oh, really?
Shock. There we go. It's out there. The secret's out.
Breaking news live on this podcast.
Yes, the
Well,
baby was
exclusive.
born. The baby was born. on the 18th of November. She's
Big
4
day.
weeks old today. She's a month old today.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's
Wow.
good.
How's it going?
Great.
What's it like being a dad?
Great.
Cool.
What's the hardest part about being a dad?
Sleep deprivation.
What's the best part about being a dad?
Seeing your partner become a mum.
Nice.
That's lovely. You know when you're not sleeping,
Mm.
why don't you watch Drive to Survive?
Because it's not. You don't really want to put something on that you need to focus on. You just want to put on like fucking.
You should see if the baby wants to watch it.
I've asked her.
Get her to watch one episode and I guarantee she'll love it after that.
Rather than Teletubbies or whatever they
The
watch.
thing is, she's not really into like the Red Bull team, and she preferred.
No one is, mate.
She preferred the F1 pre-Halo, and I get that because the crashes are a bit more intense.
Shout out to the Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God for the Halo.
Thank God for the Halo.
The Halo. On a real talk though, being a dad, pretty big news.
Yeah.
Massive life change.
Yes.
Is it as life changing as you expected?
No.
It's not.
Really?
No,
Really?
No, that's not really.
Recommend it to everyone then.
I wouldn't. It's not. I wouldn't say it's for everyone, but it's not like, oh my God, everything's changed forever.
Did you go into it thinking, fucking hell, my life's about to spin?
No, I kind of went into the end of the pregnancy thinking I just can't wait for it to come out now. We were so prepared. It was like both me and Anne were just bored of her being so pregnant and immobile.
Yeah.
And we were kind of waiting for it to end in that sense. But yeah, it's not like. Yes, there's more responsibility and there's more work to do, but it's all fucking worth it. You know, it's like running a company or like training for a marathon. It's a lot of work, but when you cross that finish line, it's like, okay, probably was worth all the pain, wasn't it? That's kind of what it's like, really.
Is there a time or an age that you're really looking forward to?
When they can speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you hope her first word is going to be?
Halo.
Halo.
By Beyonce.
Oh my God, imagine that.
I hope it's bless you.
Or contact me.
Please.
No, I don't mind. I hope it's just not a bad word because then I feel solely responsible.
What do you think the world's going to be like when she's our age? 28
Hot.
years old.
Yeah, warmer.
What are the winters going to be like?
I don't know, mate. It's a good question.
Spring.
What do you hope?
There won't be a combustion engine car in sight.
Mm-hmm.
There might not even be phones. We might all be on Neuralink by then.
Mad.
Would you opt for Neuralink right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
No. But I would opt for it.
You would?
Yeah. But I don't want to be an alpha tester.
Apparently, they're going to start putting it into humans within like the next 6 months.
Yeah. It won't go into people like us for another decade at least, yeah. It'll go into people who are like paraplegic and stuff, and they can actually make a vast difference.
That's what the main use case is for, isn't it?
Initial use case.
Right.
The main use case for Elon is to make sure AI doesn't take over, and the only way to do that is to integrate human biology with artificial intelligence, i.e. put a chip in your brain and combine the two. Remove bandwidth between you and technology.
I think that's the thing. It's like it's so advanced that I can't even comprehend why I'd need it.
Do you think it's a bit worrying that? Like, it's a bit worrying with the amount of data that we're already giving out and is already shared of our own personal.
I think it's a less worrying. This is what people don't realize. I think is it's a much less, and I think you'll agree, Josh. It's a much less worrying, much less scary scenario than just letting AI run over and see what happens with that. You know, if you're gonna be able to curate or choose a future for the human race, at least we can combine forces, in a sense. Otherwise, I mean, if AI is at a point now where we can't stop it, it's too late. It's going to keep going. And if it decides that it wants to eradicate us because it wants to grow by itself, it can do that, and it will do that. You think about it. We've made weapons that can wipe us off the place of the earth. All AI has to do is just hack into those systems and then nuke the world and kingdom come.
Yeah, I was going to ask what would be the worst thing that AI could do, but that sounds pretty bad.
Nukes, you'll be nukes, yeah.
I was thinking, maybe they could turn off like power in factories or warehouses that are growing food, but a nuke's pretty bad, right?
I mean, it could do all of it simultaneously, and it wouldn't even have to think about how it does that. It would just be instant.
I guess that's the step before nukes is supply chain, and I guess you've seen that with like Russia and Ukraine.
Power, yeah.
That is where the real target lies.
Mm.
You really want to.
I just think I don't think AI will even think of these things as targets. It's just like it will instantly work out what's the most efficient way of getting rid of the planet and just action them all instantaneously.
It wouldn't be as malicious as that, would it? It would be like, what is the most effective? What is the most like? I want to be here. What do I need to do to get here? Oh, I need to get rid of humans. Right, bang, done.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something, Ben?
Fucking hell.
It's there's obviously people love to talk about end of the world stuff. That's obviously a thing. Why? And there might be an obvious answer for this that I'm missing, but why would AI choose to destroy the world? Why is it going to escalate to that point?
There's two types of AI. There's AIs that are learning from themselves, and there's AI that is learning from humans. And they're really trying to push the AI that learns from humans to be the AI that goes and wins the race and becomes, the first sentient being or robotic sentient being, because they think if they can mimic themselves of humans, they'll think like humans. And therefore they'll have, certain intents, but they won't be malicious necessarily. Whereas a fully autonomous AI robot that's grown from itself might just look, if you're an AI robot and you're here or just an intelligence and you look at the planet and how we're ravaging it and raping it of all its resources, you wouldn't look at us as a good thing to have here. You'd think you'd probably look at us as a plague, and we probably are.
I mean,
that's the scary part, is that there are good things to the human race, but there's a lot of bad.
Yeah. The thing I like the most about this whole debate is people always say it's the end of the world. It's like, well, no, it's not. It's the end of the human race. The world will go on for
it could be
hundreds of thousands more years.
It could be the start of probably the best times of our lives, because if AI does decide that we're worth saving, our quality of life is about to increase significantly. There'll be no famine anymore. You probably wouldn't have to work. Like, life will just be taken care of for you and forever, because AI will just take care of it, and you'll learn to live autonomously like that. Disease won't exist anymore. Cancer won't exist anymore. All these things, AI will just figure out how to clean up. Your life expectancy could be 200, 300 years. You can probably travel through space and be multiplanetary. Like, you go from the comparison is like going from a campfire to a nuclear reactor. Where we're at now to where we could go. That's what's interesting, is you think, my life could be wonderful in our lifetime, very much. Like, by the time we're 40, 50, because it's accelerating that quickly, or it could literally be Terminator. Which is the scary part.
There's a great thing that Naval Ravikant says, which I might have mentioned before, but it's that AI will, whenever that is, if it's 10 years, 20 years, however long, it will take care of the mundane jobs and the boring things. So humans, obviously, if there's good AI, can go on and live and do the things that they really want to do. And have those creative jobs, because I think ultimately most people want to be creative in some kind.
Do you not
of some sorts?
Because this is the thing, and you always, I don't know, so you go to Tesco's or whatever, and there used to be hundreds of checkouts which were manned by people. Those have now been taken over by self-checkouts, robots and stuff like that. And you go to a shop now, and those 50 people who are manning the checkouts have been cut down to 10 people who are now just 5 are on checkouts and 5 are kind of helping with other stuff. So those 40 people have been laid off a job.
It's different to that. It's like shops won't exist anymore.
You don't think?
No, everything just gets brought to your house.
It's like there's Amazon shops.
Yeah.
So what do all the people do who have lost a job then? Like, what you say they move into, like, they want to do creative stuff, or they want to live a life of blah blah blah. But like, surely that's only for the wealthy who can afford to do it still, right?
The thing is, new jobs being invented doesn't slow down. There's always going to be new jobs because new things get invented, and that's another thing that guy raises. It's like, people say, look in the UK when there were coal mines, all the coal miners got laid off in the 80s or whenever it was. Yes, they were out of a job for a while, but then they had to retrain and they got new jobs because there were new jobs to get. The world still adapts, and there's always going to be new jobs to retrain for and things like that. Obviously, it's a shit situation to lose your job, but there's never going to be a shortage of jobs like that.
It's because the idea of I forgot the word, where everyone lives in pure equality and there's no work.
Utopia.
Yeah. The idea of utopia doesn't exist yet, and for us, it feels profound to think you can live without money, right?
Yeah.
To live in a society where money is not needed anymore because there's an abundance of resource, an abundance of food, an abundance of energy. Everyone has everything they're ever going to need ever.
Wow.
They don't. Insane. The heating's on. The idea of like not having enough energy anymore doesn't exist. Like, there's just, you can do whatever you need to whenever you want. Crime rate drops to nearly 0%. Everyone's educated. Like, health is good. There's no poverty. There's almost not really a massive disparity between wealthy and poor. Like, everyone's just in a really good, solid place. And governments become really small because there's not many things that need to be managed because it's all managed by AI.
It sounds so hard to believe, doesn't it? It's
Yeah.
kind of like, what the hell do you do then?
Well,
What
everything-
are humans or fucking I don't know, robotic humans doing at that point?
Well, this
Play
is,
Xbox and chill, man.
but this is
You'll have an AI thing doing your Xboxing for you.
yeah. This goes back to what Joss has said, though. Like the amount of people probably out there who could maybe have the brains to be the next Picasso or cure cancer or do something, or the next Elon Musk, but they are maybe raised in an environment where they can't flourish, then they get in a shit job, or maybe they get into drugs, and then that doesn't happen. Think what the human race could accomplish if everyone was just doing what they wanted to do and what they thought they were good at. Fucking hell, the things we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That comes back to society, I guess, majoritively in a lot of countries being capitalist, though.
Yeah.
And because capitalism craves growth and it needs growth to survive.
Yeah.
And that idea needs to die out with this growing as well, because
Naturally has to, doesn't it?
yeah, of course, and it naturally will eventually. Yeah,
They can't coexist, I don't think.
No,
Do you think-
definitely not.
Do you think that AI life, the utopian life, will be across the whole globe?
Yes.
You think even people like
Eventually.
you think countries like North Korea, China will
Yeah.
all get involved?
Yeah, I think it's.
Will they be forced in that way, do you think? Or will they not be anti it and be kind of like, no, we're off grid kind of thing?
I don't think it's something that you can fight.
You just can't.
It just happens, like the internet. It's like, oh, we're going to not be, unless you're a tribe who live on an island and you're protected and no one's going to come for you, fine. But like, you can't keep. I think maybe people like North Korea can fight it, but I mean, for how long?
I mean, if they're trading with the Western world in any way, they're going to have to work with what we've got, to make it work.
The quality of life will be so different. It will be like comparing our life to heaven. Like it will be like ridiculous in terms of difference. It just won't. I can't see it being sustainable.
I mean, again, what we've spoken about before, Ben, is like with countries, I guess, like China, like you just said, Dan, who might not want to accept this at first. We've seen from everything that's happened this last year with supply chain stuff, 2/3 of China's economy is from the Western world.
Mhm.
So they either have to adapt or they just get absolutely ruined. And it's already going that way. And yeah, I don't know. We could talk about this for hours.
It's a crazy world. I never even thought much about that.
Going back to the actual now, with Neuralink being implemented, does that not open up like a massive security risk to things like hacking and stuff like that? Because you're not just hacking a computer system now; you're going to theoretically be able to hack someone.
I don't know.
That scares the shit out of me. If I had a Neuralink and just knowing that some 16-year-old kid in his bedroom can stop my arms working.
I don't know. I don't know if Neuralink's going to have the sort of power where, it can fully control the person. It's more about linking neurons together so that you can think questions, and I could think.
Get search results in my head.
Yeah. I could just think how big is the sun, and I'll instantly know the number because there's between the idea of bandwidth for getting your phone out, googling it, reading the number, 5 seconds. But if Neuralink's in your head, it's instantaneous, right?
Do you think it'll be a subscription? You know what I mean? Fuck, we've got a Tesla, and to get the additional maps and Spotify, you have to fucking pay extra. Surely, as soon as you've got this chip in your brain, he's like, yeah, you get 6 months free, but after that, you got to pay a little bit more.
Probably.
You're going to need
Yeah,
a data
probably.
plan. Just who do you go with, baby?
Yeah,
Is it
data
O2?
plan.
Can you imagine though?
Orange.
You go to a new place, you think, oh, I need to get to my we're on a shoot. Oh, I need to get to the hotel. Where's the hotel? And you've got
Yeah,
sat nav in your head.
What'd be cool is if you can go to a new country, you don't know the language, but you can then
That'd be
start
insane.
speaking the language.
Well, they've actually. I think Musk has said stuff like that's possible. I think there's even a Google. I think it might be Google or Google Glass something where I could be sat down with I don't know, my Korean counterpart, and he's talking Korean to me, and the glasses then bring up subtitles of what he's saying.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I can understand him instantaneously.
The new Google Pixel phone does that. It just uses Google Translate live. I mean, and that's happening right now.
This is tech
That's
happening
now,
right
yeah.
now.
That is right now.
5 years from now, it's going to be significantly
Yeah.
It's
different.
pre-AI.
Josh, did you see that? I think it was Google I/O or something like that. Their
Mm.
conference. What was it? It was like, let's say a father and a son, and the son is deaf.
Mm.
The dad's talking to the son. The son's got the glasses on.
Yeah.
And the glasses can read out, display
Wow.
what the dad's saying, so
Yeah,
they can
that's
actually communicate.
Which is I mean, and that they could do that now with phones. I guess it's then just putting it into more wearable, easy to use
Mm.
tech like glasses.
You you know quite a lot of the positives about it and about the future and the good stuff that's coming forward. Is there any stuff that kind of scares you about it?
It'll be the end of our civilization.
You think?
Yeah.
How long do you reckon it'll be? Was there no time cap on it?
50 years.
You think?
It depends how quickly it grows.
Yeah.
And how quickly people adopt it.
It's going to grow faster than we anticipate, and it's probably way more advanced than we realize now. I mean, the fact that AI can now be more creative than any artist in history, almost instantly. Like, you ask an AI to draw Dan riding a fucking pigeon into the Ukraine war while eating KFC, and it'll give you 19 billion different creations of this art piece.
Mm-hmm.
You can't compete with that.
Yeah.
It's already more creative than us.
Who's like controlling it? Who's in command of? Is there like a hierarchy when it comes to AI? Is there like the big AI boss somewhere? It's like some fat computer.
Mr.
Go and see
AI.
Mr. AI.
Sat on a
and you'd be like,
stack of-
please, Mr. AI, turn it
Yeah.
off. And he's like, no.
Sat on a stack of like old Dell PCs or something. He's just Mr. AI. He's
He's
the
actually-
final boss.
He's just on a server rack.
Yeah. And he's like, you want to talk to me? Do you reckon there's a hierarchy, or is it all just fucking loads of computers just buzzing off doing their own thing?
I think you're thinking of it too logical. It's an entity that exists within a code.
Dots and lines.
Yeah.
It's the Matrix, mate. And it learns from, like, reality. If I do this, this happens. Okay, so I'm going to take that, and then I'm doing something else with it. This happens.
What was really interesting is there was a guy who did a talk at Oxford University who is very much involved in creating AI in this British company, and he says, yeah, and they asked him that same question, like, here's all the pros, here's all the cons, what scares you the most? And he says, what scares me the most is by looking at AI and talking to AI, it's made me realize how much more robotic we are than they are. Like, in terms of our social media algorithms are so simple to understand.
Yeah.
You can understand someone's behavior based on their social media algorithm. Like, we're such basic beings, whereas AI are complicated, and they think about things in such a vast different ways. Whereas we're like, oh, something bad happened to me when I was 10. I'll always think this way forever.
Yeah. Hold on to that.
And we're as simple as that as creatures.
Yeah.
And he said that's what scared him, is by instantly understanding how basic we are.
God dang.
It's that campfire first a nuclear reactor.
Who will be the one who, like, is there any way of turning it off, or is that it?
No,
It's on now.
it's probably on now that we can't. It's probably so far gone now because they say there's not enough safety regulation involved. That's why Musk has made Neuralink, because it's like a backup
Fucking
if
hell.
all goes wrong.
Right, yeah.
'Cause
So at least we can like tap into it a little bit.
where AI might think we're more useful if we have a greater access to information.
Do you reckon once we're all Neuralinked up, there'll be like the president of Neuralink, like someone who's in control of everyone with a Neuralink? And
Elon
Elon will
Musk
be like
just-
the big boss at the top.
He
then.
just presses a button, and
Yeah.
then all our heads go red.
So-
And everyone's
Yeah.
like,
Elon.
Yeah, everyone just stands still. It's a crazy world.
This crazy world.
Do you reckon we'll be off this world by then?
No.
What will come first, like complete AI takeover or us on Mars?
Us on,
takeover.
us on Mars.
Really?
You think?
Complete AI take. Yeah, I think so. I think both will happen in our lifetime. Didn't Musk say that, Josh, that he wants to land on Mars by 2028?
Yeah, it keeps getting pushed back.
It's within a
but
decade.
It's definitely before 2030 where there's going to be humans there.
If we go to Mars before the Tesla Roadster comes out, I will be baffled.
Like, it's already been nearly 6 years.
That's a joke.
Imagine explaining from someone in 1982 how phones and the internet works. They'll think you're fucking off your rock, and like,
Yeah.
I can communicate with someone from China instantly. Are you stupid? That's impossible.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's mad how evolution has done this, right? The evolution of everything.
Technology,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
humans too, right?
Yeah, but it's only getting faster.
Something that is more related to what we do, all these like pieces of art and stuff like that are getting generated like instantly just from people's keywords. Are we worried about that happening to video?
There's already AI video generators. I guess it becomes like a creativity thing then. Like
Yeah, I guess it's about the craft of it.
the craft, the talent, all of that.
But then, do we as humans just start really enjoying AI video?
Yeah, that's
as
the thing.
humans, we're like, oh my god, I don't really like that shit anymore. And you
Yeah.
get a few purists who are like, oh, I really love old school video where you came with a camera as a guy with a camera. But then
It's nowhere near as
But
good.
then that drives the cost of our stuff down because everyone's like, well, we don't need that anymore.
Yeah.
And like, you guys are just going to go make AI shit anyway.
And the AI films might be fucking amazing.
Like super realistic.
There's no holes in the plot. Like, all the writing's great, and it's like, it's almost like an AI could recommend a film to you, Max, and it knows based on your algorithm you're gonna fucking love this film.
It's that, and it's also like the whole deepfake thing, like with Mandalorian Ben, like them creating young Mark Hamill again, and it's like that jump from Mandalorian then to Luke Skywalker in Boba Fett was huge.
Just walking around, interacting.
That was about a year time difference.
Yeah.
Think where that's going to be in 5 years, in 10 years. All the actors that you can imagine today in Hollywood, they're most likely going to have photo scans on their face. So then studios can license them and use their likeness and their voices, and then they're just going to be in films for the rest of our lives at least.
That's insane.
And like entertainment in general, like how our parents would well, I guess our parents would be the only form of entertainment back then was radio, and then it went to like TV. So TV was a massive thing. Our generation is probably more YouTube in like that format. Then the format moving forward might just be AI generated content. That's made by a computer but looks fucking super realistic. I don't know.
And then before you know it, we're just signing stuff off. We're like, AI that's nice. Send it.
Scary.
Wow.
Is it scary? Should you be scared?
I think whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It's out of your control, so you may as well just enjoy your life.
Ride the wave.
AI is going to take my job. I'm going to go home and play Xbox.
Wow. I think if it gets to the point where AI is literally replacing jobs for people like you and I, even though we work in digital, we're probably going to be in a place where AI is doing other things that we can't even comprehend yet, and we don't really have to worry about that.
Yeah, I think once it's doing all of the things that we don't do, all the utility, I guess, you call it utility jobs, like the simple data entry things and food shopping and just all of that stuff, then we need to be worried.
All it has to do is figure out how to make infinite energy, and then the day of capitalism is over.
Yeah,
because you don't have to work for energy anymore. Imagine you had infinite energy. What you could do with that? Heat.
Yeah, but surely capitalism will still be around because people still want, like...
Well, there's that breakthrough that we spoke about yesterday in LA with nuclear fusion.
Mm-hmm.
So they've done it. They've had net energy gain. So, it's 20 years maybe before everything's nuclear, and then we have unlimited energy, and then energy, like you said, Ben, is just in our tax and we don't have to pay for it anymore. And then oil companies cease to exist because why do we need it? We've got infinite power. We never need to top that up because that's it. It's done.
That's the cool thing about AI is the fact that the big companies in the world can't pay for it not to happen because it's its own thing. It's its own steam train.
And then what oil companies just transition into nuclear reactors?
Fucking everything just transitions to something completely different. I can't even begin to try and explain it because I don't even know.
Yeah. We're down a fat rabbit hole right now.
Oh boy, yeah, this has been like half an hour.
I feel like I'm inside a cave.
This is one of those bits in the podcast where you skip through and you come to this bit, you think, what the fuck are they talking about?
Do you want to bring us back to a normal life story that's happened on Earth recently for you? Anything that's crazy happened for yourself? No? I'll tell you one.
Go on.
The other day, got back from work, a bit hungry. Thought, I'm going to go back into the fridge, get a little carrot and hummus. Moroccan topped hummus.
On brand.
The day that Morocco were facing...
France.
Thought, this is me. Carrot in hand. Just about to pick the hummus out. Pulled the lid off the hummus. Just as I was about to pull it out, classic me, fumbled the hummus out the pot, fell out the fridge, straight in the dog's water bowl. hummus tub full of dog's water.
That's why they
hummus
lost.
Down.
Mate, hummus down, yeah, it was a right mess.
Was it right off?
Yeah, there's water in the hummus.
It would have been better if you had baguette to dip in the hummus, though, because then it's like a bit more...
Just carrot and hummus is the one, though.
So what did you do for food in the end?
I'll be honest with you,
Papa
boys.
John's.
I fucking poured the water around.
You are so grim, mate. Oh my god.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You had Stella's saliva.
I was so gutted.
Dog water.
I was like, this is my favourite hummus, mate. And there was at least half a pot left. And I literally grabbed it and I screamed so loud. Like a big fuck.
You're the reason AI is going to take over, mate. It's going to look at people like you on Ring doorbells and think, yeah, we need to get rid of these people.
Jesus.
So I thought that's just a little life story that I've lived recently.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That is truly unfortunate.
What's everyone's highlight of the year? Ben, I assume yours would be having a kid.
Yeah.
Dan, what's your favourite memory or something that you're proud of that you've done this year?
I got engaged. That was pretty big.
Ooh, exclusive!
You haven't said that on the podcast yet, have you?
No, don't think so.
Wow.
Lay low, baby. Yeah, I got engaged. That was pretty nice. Taking like a few years to do it, but we're there now, and I'm happy about it.
Let's go.
James Webb took a photo on his telescope as well this year. That was a pretty sick photo.
Thank you, Mr. Webb.
Shout out to James's family for that.
The Webbs.
The Webbs, Mr. and Mrs. Webb. And also Wordle took over this year.
How's this year? Oh my God.
Wow.
Jesus.
Huge year, mate.
Yeah. Max, a highlight from you.
Buying my first home.
Jeez.
That was a big highlight. Big momentous occasion. Moving out officially.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was good.
Momentous Incartus.
If you
That
like.
Latin.
I've no idea.
Sounds good.
Got a cat. Shot some cool films. Went to a Christmas party. That's about it, really. I feel like this year has gone so fast. I always think that. Like before, like
Everyone thinks that.
it's the start of the month, and then it's the 23rd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It's like, oh, it's the 6th. Oh, I've still got quite a bit of money in my account. And then it's like the 28th. I'm like, oh, I've been paid again. Oh, it's £17,000 in salary this month.
I was thinking the other day, I was looking at my mileage on my car. I was like, oh, wait, I've got 5. What? That's not right. I've only had the car for like 3 weeks. And I was like, oh no, it's been like 4 or 5 months.
How long have you had it? Didn't you get it in August?
Yeah. So how many months is that?
4 months, yeah.
That's good, man.
You're on 15k mileage a
5.
year.
Yeah.
So you're fine then.
I'm way over.
No, you're not. You can do 1,250 miles a month. And you're averaging 1,100 there, or something like that.
Well done, mate.
1,200.
I thought it was like £100 over.
£100?
Yeah, because I've got to pay like 8p a mile. Over.
Tying up.
I think you're fine.
Thanks, Dad.
Joss.
Yep.
For you.
Ooh, I didn't think this through before I asked you boys. Charlotte and I moved into a new flat at the start of the year.
Nice.
Renting still, but moved in there. So it's been a really nice year in this flat. And got my electric car.
Let's go.
Pretty cool. Wanted one for a fair few years now. So it's nice to do that in March. Thanks you to you boys. Yeah.
Let's go, EV gang.
EV gang.
Gang.
EV company, baby. We just need an EV van now. Hopefully that's next year or the year after.
Don't know when AI will start making one, mate. That's what we're waiting for.
Yeah.
Now that we've had our EVs for a while and the
Novelty's worn off.
the novelty's worn off, because we went through a phase of gassing up EVs for a long time. And to be fair, we still do, because they
Pun intended,
They are
Max.
sick. They are sick. But
We were charged up, you could say.
how do we feel about EVs in the winter? I personally am getting battered. My charge lasts about
A lot less.
yeah.
Max, I'll tell you how you can stop that.
How?
You could charge your car every night and not let it go down to 1%.
Or you
The amount of times I've done that is actually worrying.
you could just move to Swindon.
Yeah.
Logic.
The other night, I saw I had like 40 miles of range, and to get to work and back is 42 miles, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. And I got home, and it was. I was telling Joss the other day, it was in limp mode. Have you ever been in that?
No.
Where you put your foot down and nothing happens.
Oh my god.
It just goes.
It like you hit a barrier, and then that's as far as you can. That's as fast as you can go. And then if you take your foot off the gas and put your foot back on it, nothing happens. So it won't give you any more. You just have to keep your foot down, because you can't get, like, once you take your foot off, it won't give you gas anymore.
Say you break down. What's your plan?
Walk.
Have you got AA cover?
Probably.
You haven't got a Flex Plus.
I don't know. What's that?
Have you got breakdown?
I've had a breakdown.
If you run out of energy and you call AA, you'll get charged bare. Like free.
Have they got energy in their van?
Yeah.
They carry batteries.
They carry batteries to charge you up, man. And then enough to get you to a nearby charger. But you'll pay bare for the call out. You haven't got
You
it.
also need AA,
I
yeah.
always live life on the edge. It's fine. It's fine.
Fair enough. Do you remember we watched Man City v Swindon at the start of the year? That was in January.
Is it really?
Yeah.
God.
That's crazy. Carl Walker.
Yeah. And De Bruyne. De Bruyne.
De Bruyne.
De Bruyne. Cool.
Hopes and dreams for 2023. What are you thinking? Did we do this last year?
Yeah.
Did we set like next year I want to do this?
Ooh, great question.
I think we did.
I remember. Oh no, we did, because Josh, you said that my goal was to play rugby again. I didn't do that. Sorry.
Max.
Sorry.
What was my goal? To get married.
I think it was.
Mission accomplished.
Maybe we should finish this podcast and saying something nice about each other.
All right. You've obviously got something you want to say to me. Say it.
I'm really proud of you this year, Ben,
Thank you.
for getting married and raising a small child. You're the father that I never ever expected.
She hasn't risen yet.
She's risen more than she did.
She is risen.
Like a small loaf. She came out as a little ban.
Ban.
A little ban. Now she's a little mini baguette.
Mini baguette.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thank you very much.
I think you've done well.
Thank you. I've tried.
Nice. Now say something great about me.
That's the whole thing. It's just a tee up.
Joking. I get.
I'm really proud that you've left your air conditioning on your car in auto like I told you to.
Thanks. I did do that. Yeah. Now,
Oh, and that you got engaged.
thanks.
And that you didn't bottle it. Like I thought you were going to.
Didn't bottle it. Of course we'll bottle it.
I didn't say you bottled it.
No.
I said I'm glad you didn't bottle it.
Thank you.
Please.
That's limp.
Dog bolt.
All right.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you give Josh a nice compliment? He's been waiting all year for
Do I
it.
have to compliment everyone?
Do you just mean me and you? That makes it a bit awkward.
Yeah, sure.
This is the least fluid podcast we've ever done, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are rusty as hell, to be fair. Do I have to say something nice about him?
You brought
This is
this
your
up.
idea.
Why did
I've nearly
you
been in the
say-
company
I just
3
wanted to
years
say
and you've
something
never
that-
complimented me.
I wanted to say something nice to Ben, guys.
Why
That's
couldn't you
all.
just say something nice to me about a ruse of let's go around the room and say something nice about each other?
'Cause, well, I thought it might work in some sort of like weird pattern, but now I have to say something nice to everyone.
But then
You're
you
the
teed
host.
me up after to give you a compliment.
Yeah, because it was
So
just
how
like
is that going to go around the table if it's just me and you?
Because in this room, all I see is you.
Max is here.
This is a good end of year. This isn't really a way to square
This
away
is our
what a
culture,
year.
mate.
Oh God. I just get nervous sometimes.
What are your thoughts for 2023?
No, mate. Do not let him get out of this hole. He's got to give you and Josh a compliment.
Joss,
Yes.
what I like about you.
Oh, God.
A poem.
Year 8 English.
Full stop.
You say I never say anything nice about you, but I always say nice stuff about you
When?
all the time. I like, Joss, that you've been consistent with the gym this year.
Thank you.
Why are you laughing at that? He has. That's nice.
You really had to dig for that one.
Is that all you can scrape out of the barrel, mate? You've been consistent with the gym this year.
Well, he has. He's been more consistent than me, and I'm proud of that.
Well, that's not fucking hard, is it? Jesus Christ,
God.
mate.
Ugh.
Give him something real, something tangible.
Joss.
Yes, mate.
Now, this year, I've seen you grow as a man. Oh my God. That's nice. I've not finished yet. I've just started. You've moved into a new flat.
Why are you speaking like you're a fucking radio host?
You want me to say something nice? This is my nice mood.
All right. Sorry, Josh. All is.
So, Joss, you've grown as a man in a new flat. You've brought new angles to this business with the sound stuff that you do in that room. And I really like it. I like that you've taken control, and I like that you've held your own in arguments against me and Ben. And that is a vast improvement to the year before.
I'm not a fucking
Thank
fan of
you.
that either.
Why?
Because it's annoying.
You have to stand your ground, and that's what he's done this
Yeah,
year.
but sometimes he stands his ground when he's not supposed to.
Yeah, true. Joss, know your
Limits.
limits, yeah? Stay in your lane, yeah, bruv?
Say something nice about Josh, and it's gone back to
Stay in
Josh.
my
Stay
fucking
in your
lane. Oh.
Josh, you're so lucky I can't make eye contact with you right now.
Yeah.
'Cause I've now got to do all this again with
I
Max.
think you're incapable of giving someone a compliment.
Fucking hell. Sorry. Right, Max. Look, don't look me in the eye during this. Oh, Max.
I'm gonna look down.
It's so sexual in here.
Oh my
It is.
God.
I've got to go in a bit. Anyway, I haven't really.
I love what I love about this moment so much is it's your own wrongdoing.
I brought this upon myself.
Yeah,
Why? This is such a flaw of mine, isn't it?
I'm loving it.
Yeah, I know.
This is you being clumsy in conversation. That's what happened.
This is me trying to be a host.
You're a good host. You're just clumsy, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. Max, right, now to you, young man. Come here, sit on my lap. Santa Claus has got something to say to you.
I'm hiding behind the mic.
Max, I like that this year... You've been here a year now, right?
I've been here over a year.
Yeah, obviously, that's over a year.
I've been here for this year, yes.
Thank you for being here for this year.
Thanks.
Well done for moving in your flat.
Thank you.
What you've brought to us this year, why are you laughing at this? Has been monumentous.
It's
Why are you
so
laughing?
cringe.
What are you laughing for?
It's unbelievably cringe.
But why are
mate.
you making me do it?
I'm not. This is
You
your
made
idea.
yourself do
For
it.
fuck's sake. You've always wanted me to, though. You're not letting it drop. Fucking hell.
Joss,
Yeah.
stay in your lane, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Max, thank you for making all the films that we do look great.
Thank you.
Right. Now, can everyone say something nice back to me?
Absolutely not, mate.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to this podcast. That's maybe the most awkward ending for me possible in life.
That was fucking
But
amazing.
now to go and end.
Can I just say that this year you've been more aggressive than passive, and I really appreciate that about you.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing, being
Yeah.
more aggressive than passive?
Yeah.
It's the unknown Max doesn't like.
Ah, yes.
Because now I understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, have you got a compliment for Dan?
No.
Fair enough.
Can I? No, I'll actually give you one.
Sorry. That's nice.
I'm being deadly serious.
Oh.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Oh.
I think we've grown as a company into, I guess, what you would say a more traditional way of working as a video production crew, and I think that you have grown. I don't know how to word it, but you know what you want from an end product, and you've grown in how you want to tell people that, and you speak your mind more. You're in a good way. Max and I are very open with you, like, be as brutal as you want, because you're the director. We want your vision, and I think maybe before you would have tiptoed around stuff, whereas now you're to the point. You know what you want, which for me and Max as creatives is perfect. That's what we want to know. We want to know what to do. There's a van beeping outside,
And it's made the product better.
Boom.
yeah, it has, and that's because you have stood your ground.
You've become more me, mate.
It's because you're not passive. You're aggressive now.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
Sorry.
there we go. Thank you for saying so many nice things about me, guys.
Thanks for making me say it.
Are we not
Yes.
all doing this now? Are we just doing compliments for you, are we? Pappy wants some.
Yeah, go on, then, do it between yourselves.
All right,
I've
Dan.
already given you mine.
I'm really happy that you got engaged. You got a dog.
You've already said mine to me.
Yeah, cool. Nice one. Max, I think you have been a lot more...
Now you're really going to make me you're just going to outdo me so quick now, aren't you? Please go ahead.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous.
All right, I wouldn't do compliments.
No, you have
Dan's
to.
right. I'll do him and he'll feel awkward about it.
You're just better at delivering stuff. I'm just terrible at delivering stuff.
Nah, you're
And I'm jealous of that.
a great delivery driver.
Do you think?
You would make a fantastic delivery driver, I think.
I would.
Because you know the back roads to my heart.
Please, now over to your compliments. Please.
I haven't got any.
You do.
I hate Max and Joss more than I hate you. And if you didn't
That's a
know,
lot, 'cause they're two people I
That
don't know.
number is a fucking gargantuan number. Gargantuan may not even be a number.
Oh dear.
Compliments, please.
Okay, we're actually doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
Ben, I thought you did great this year.
Thank you, Max. Max, I think you've also done great this year, and
Thanks.
I think that you've vastly increased and improved the product in terms of the look and feel. I think the things you're good at, we all lack very much, and it's nice to have you as part of the crew,
Thank you.
part of the ship, part of the team.
Partnership.
On the ship.
I also think you've grown as a person. You've been more in touch with your emotions, and I think that's good.
Hell yeah, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Joss,
PMA.
you are a raging hole in my head. You are the son I never wanted, the brother I never liked, and the dad I could do without.
Yeah.
With all those things said, though, Joss,
Yeah.
I still hate you. No, sorry, Joss. I really had to dig deep on something harsh so that I can bring you back up again. Because if I give you too much good, it will go to your head.
Is that a neg?
It will.
It is a
They
neg.
call that a neg in the dating
Neg,
world,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. NEG. Energy.
Bring Joss up again, then.
Come on, Joss.
Bring me up.
Yes.
You've been pivotal. I won't
Thanks.
say what in, just pivotal. And I think I'm really glad that you're here, mate. And yeah, all that stuff. Okay, just
Thanks, mate.
fuck off. Nah, Joss. It's really hard to give Joss a compliment, isn't it? Because like he's.
You don't have to.
All right.
Joss is like Mariah Carey at Christmas. He's just there every year.
Mm.
You know he's going to come out. Maybe that's not the best. Joss is like the radio. No matter where you are in the world, you can turn it on. The radio will be there.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
This compliment went so well the first time that you've gone for a second go, and it's gone really well.
No,
again.
because Mariah Carey only comes out at Christmas, whereas Joss is there all year long.
Joss, I think
I'm just there.
I'm not. I wouldn't.
You're there when we need you.
I'm not
every day.
I'm not happy you're here, but I'd be upset if you weren't.
Yeah. Cheers, boss.
Max.
Yeah?
Same for you.
Thanks, mate.
How to crush a company in 1 hour.
Yeah.
I, for one, think that you are fucking great, Joss.
Oh.
And you did bits this year on the shoots.
Get off his dick.
And I'm
mate.
not going to... No, all seriousness, though, I've worked with a lot of film people, and Joss is the best person I've worked with on a set.
There it is.
Over me and Dan.
Mate.
He's the easiest,
Obviously.
he's the easiest guy to work with. He's like my guy. He's like my
Guardian angel.
yeah. I was gonna say my you're like an anchor. When I'm losing my head, I just look at you and you're just calm. I'm like, fucking stop being rattled, mate. And Josh
How
just brings
does he
me
do
back.
it?
He's like you're like a what are they called? Like a guide dog. Like I just like I'm having trouble. I probably shouldn't say that. Cut that. What's this timestamp?
No, mate, that's staying in.
Do you know what? Do you know what I mean? Or am I sound like a dickhead?
Are you waffling, mate?
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah.
But no, but like you keep such a cool head, and your process is fucking immaculate. That if I'm having a problem or my head's starting to go, I'll always talk to you because I know that you bring me back. Like you have this very calm aura, and you have this ability to make a really fucking stressful situation okay.
Thank you, mate. That's very kind.
Here you go, Joss. I'm going to say this once.
Just stay in your lane, all right?
If my daughter grows up to marry someone like you, I'd be happy with that.
That's sign off if I've ever heard it.
What if
Thank
she
you.
does actually marry Joss?
I'd be happy with that.
Fair enough.
Unlucky Charlotte. He's getting the new model.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
Next question.
Joss, it's now your turn to give us compliments.
Oh, yeah. Stand by.
Oh, wait. Did you give Max a compliment? Oh, no, you're doing it now. Sorry.
Cheers, mate.
You've got to go around the roles.
Roast everyone first, though.
Yeah.
You deserve to
yeah.
roast everyone
Nah,
first.
nah, you know what?
Come on,
Oh,
Josh.
Josh,
I
it's the
don't
end
wanna
of the
do that.
year,
This
please.
is why he's the mother's favourite.
I don't stoop to these guys' levels, mate.
Off camera, you do?
Yep. Too right I do, mate. Max, you have grown massively as a creative this year. Not to echo what the other two boys have said too much, but you are shit hot. You are so technical and to the point. And like Ben said, that's what we've lacked elsewhere. And I think you're a real asset to the business, and we wouldn't be where we were without you.
Thank you, mate.
And we've made like the best shit this year thanks to you. And
You could say that in every new year, though.
well, exactly, and I'll be saying it again next year. Thank you. And you, again, like Dan, you've learned how to stand your ground with things because quite often you know better than the rest of us, and yeah, you stand your ground very well, and that's very admirable.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
Ben. Well, this goes for all of you. You're all the
No. Specific. Specific.
Um,
No, I don't mind. Go on, give us the full
well,
one.
because Dan doesn't understand his emotions or how to communicate them, I feel like, well, you and me, Ben, we sometimes have deep chats about things. And
Do you not have those with Dan?
Nah, never.
Yeah. I knew the answer to that question before I asked it. I just wanted to get it on concrete proof.
Because I'm not deep, bro.
You're as shallow as an apple pie, mate.
You go as deep as PMA. That's it.
Yeah. Please, anyway, back to it.
Ben, I admire you a lot, and I look up to you, as do I with all of you. But Ben, there's a lot I respect about you. And
You admire me the most.
Don't commit to that, Joss. Do not commit to that.
You admire me more than Dan.
I'm not saying anymore.
He does.
Full stop.
Fuck, that hurts.
Oh.
Thanks, Joss.
Cheers, Ben.
That makes my heart warm, son.
Thank you, Dad.
And I say son, S-O-N, not S-U-N.
Nice.
Your heart warm, son.
Oh,
Well, there it is. Compliments are done. That's a wrap on the podcast, I reckon.
Yeah.
Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you next year.
Cheers.
I'll see you next Tuesday.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.